everybody. Coming on, I don't know where I'm going to put this video, but I may put it on my, let me turn this fan down. I may put it on my YouTube or Facebook, I'm not sure. However, how's everybody doing today? Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can know when I will upload a new video. So I wanted to actually talk about a couple things. First, I wanted to talk about the movie Woman King. If you have not went and saw that movie, you need to schedule to go see it this weekend. I don't care what race, sex, any of that you are. I guarantee you that you will enjoy this movie. What did I think about it? It touched me in so many different areas and so many different parts for so many different reasons. First, the clear reason is I'm a black woman, right? And I am a black woman who works hard to learn her history, learn about the struggles of my ancestors, and just a black woman who was raised by a single black woman who unfortunately for the raising of my children, I was a single mom. So when you are functioning or living and doing what you just have to do, right? You don't think about really how strong you are or how much it takes to get through your day-to-day life and day-to-day experiences. And so that's why while watching this movie, I felt so empowered. And then there were moments that I, got to crying as well, because it touched so much on how we as black women just kind of push through. We push through. We don't dwell on things that, I'm going to say strong black women. Strong women who have realized that even though life happens to you, you can happen to life as well. And what I mean by that is not allowing just things that are beyond your control to stop you from pushing through, for persevering, for continuing to focus on your goals. Be that to be a good mom, be that to graduate from college, be that to start your own business, be that to be a good wife, be that to be a good supervisor, whatever it is. I just know for me and a lot of the women that I'm around, the movie made me feel how it felt, because we just push. We don't say no. It doesn't hurt. Now, oftentimes that is something that black women do. We kind of figure, hey, why voice it? Why talk about it? First of all, I'm going to try to push through it. Secondly, ain't nobody going to be able to do nothing about whatever it is I'm going through anyway. So why do I talk about it? And we kind of just continue to move forward and not kind of address things that we probably should have addressed, so that we could let it out and let go and move forward. So what about this movie? I don't want to, because of course if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to be sitting here being a spoiler. But what I can tell you is just what I'm talking about, what I'm speaking on. This movie touches on all of it. The reason why I say that it is, I think all races and cultures see it, especially white people, because I really, actually me and my friend who I went to see the movie with, we had this discussion, because there was a scene in the movie where, and this happens just in everyday life too, where white people, you'll meet white people and they'll tell you like, oh, it's amazing. Oh my God, oh, you have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree and a PhD? Oh my goodness, and you have a business or something like that, as if that's like so surprising to them. And me and my friend was like, and I thought it like, why do you all act so surprised? The reality of it is, you chose Africans to be who you enslaved to bring over to this country, to build this country for a reason. Because you knew what we were capable of. You knew that this country would not be built if you tried to build it yourself. Because you know the power of the African, of the black person. You know it. So it just baffles me when it's like you think you're playing a mind trick on us. Like, because slavery was supposed to make us feel like we were less than, because we were supposed to, think that we were 1/5 of a human, because we were not actually human, period. We monkeys and goats and coons and all these other things, because that's what you were trying to program our minds to think in slavery, that you think that you really believe that, and that in this day and age we could be bamboozled by that. So it baffles me, which is why I say I think white people need to see this movie, because I think that it is not your fault if you're living in this day and age. You're just living in the privilege, in the result of the experience that building this country in slavery did. And I believe that if you actually learn and watch and see what the power of African and black people are prior to being enslaved, which explains why we were chosen. We were creating all kinds of things. We had the best resources in Africa. Everything that was created during the time of slavery was created by the slave. The only thing that the white people created was the patent office to put the patents on it. But the bag that the cotton was picked, the pans, the carpentry, and all of these different things, the light, just all of these things were created by black people. Nothing would have moved on the slave plantation had not the slave made it move, or created it, or fed the children, or this and that. All that you did was keep the understanding of reading the English language from the slave. But you did not make the slave stupid. Stupid to your language, stupid to, I don't want to call it stupid, but unaware of understanding your language, yes. But that's with any culture. You bring a boat full of Hispanics here who don't speak any English. You could teach them and tell them the exact same thing. It doesn't make them stupid. It just says, hey, you don't understand the language. If I pick up a big bus full of white people and take them to Africa, and then they're speaking the languages of the different tribes, and they could be told anything and taught anything as well, because they don't understand the language. So that was the reason why, first off, slavery worked, and why it was able to continue. And even though we had people escaping and we had people fighting back and things like that, they were in a foreign land. They could not hop on a boat and go back to the land that they knew of. So that is the reason why, in your mind, black people seem weak. Or we seem like, oh, we the lowest on the totem pole, or we don't know this, or we don't know that. It's because you picked our ancestors up and brought them to a foreign place where they knew nothing about, where they did not speak the language. And so, of course, you are in control. But you didn't pick that culture of people because you aren't smart and know who is really the innovators and the strongest, and who can actually make things happen and be great at whatever it is they try to do. So I say that, and I ask that because here's the thing, because I don't want anybody thinking that I'm talking because I don't like any particular culture. I love all people who respect me and treat me right, because there are people who look like me that I may not like. But what I am not is afraid to speak the truth. I'm I'm not going to speak the truth in a way that if your mind is open, it will upset you or hurt you. Because you will understand, as I understand, which is the reason why I have so many different people in my life that are close to me in my life with different cultures, because I am okay with learning about other people and understanding other people. I just want to make sure that the people that I share my space with are just as interested in learning about me and my culture and knowing me and treating me and my culture with respect. And not thinking because of the color of your skin, it makes you in any sort of way superior over anyone else. I don't think I'm superior over anyone, but I know the facts of what my culture and what my race has done, brings, and was here before anything else. That's facts. You can try to shape the facts and try to do but all those facts don't mean nothing in a sense, because it doesn't make me think I'm better than anybody else. It just lets me know I'm good enough to be me and the best at whatever I put my mind to. There is nothing and no one that can tell me that I am less than, especially because of the color of my skin. So all of these feelings and all this is getting stirred up because The Woman King was an awesome, awesome movie. And if you are able to get out of your own way, and what I mean by that is being afraid to possibly learn something that you didn't know, being afraid to face what your ancestors did. But guess what I always say? You cannot fix what you won't face. You didn't do it. Your ancestors did. You're benefiting from the privilege of that, yes. But that ain't your fault. Because you didn't tell them to do what they did. But what your responsibility is, if you are a white person in this country, your responsibility is to break that cycle of thinking that you're better, thinking that you're entitled to something, thinking that you're smarter, thinking that you are supposed to be wealthier, all these things because you are white. If you can manage to break what that, because just like the stigma of slavery kind of trained black people to think that they were less than, that they weren't as smart as whites, and that they had to bow down to whites and things like that, and then we have to work to break that mental prison that we are in. You guys, white people, you are in the same boat, because it made you think you're more than. All strictly because somebody told you you were, and all of your life you have received the privilege based on a country being built with your ancestors at the top of it, because they controlled who and how this country was built up. They took the land from the Native Americans, the indigenous people, if we want to say it that way, and then they brought the slaves here. And they used weapons and language and things that these other cultures did not have in order to take over and control them. Now, if you listen to that, that sounds pretty cruel. And it really is. But people living today didn't do it. They benefiting from it, but they didn't do it. So since you didn't do it, if you don't feel the same way that your ancestors felt, if you don't think that what your ancestors did was right, then the only thing that I task you to do is to do different. Treat people the way you want to be treated, regardless of the color of their skin. Treat people like humans, regardless of the color of their skin. Understand that you are not better than somebody else because of the color of your skin. For me, what differentiates me from anybody else is my work ethic. I love being a black woman, and I love being a black woman for my reasons. Because I think black is beautiful. And then I know my history. And I know the roots, and that we are kings and queens and inventors and just strong-willed people that just, the originators, first people, first bones on this planet is found in Africa. You could try to think and say something different if you want to. Look it up. And guess what? You won't have a problem with that unless you are a little bit racist. And unless you think you can't be great if you acknowledge that somebody else is great too. All right. I'm going in. I don't know how long this video is. I don't know if you can see me, but I am going to put this up on somewhere. But I want to say this without definitely spoiling the movie, because I would never do that. Go and see The Woman King. That is for blacks, whites, Hispanics, Asians, indigenous people, Indians, all cultures. Go see the movie. I promise you, if you go with an open mind, and if you go confident in who you are, which means you know who you are, but that doesn't mean you belittle anyone else and think anyone else is less than you, I guarantee you will learn something, you will feel empowered, and you will leave that movie seeing, especially black people and especially black women, in a different way. If your idea or ideology was you were better, you were smarter, you were stronger, and you were entitled because your skin happened to not look like mine. All right. God bless y'all. Make sure, if you haven't, you hit the subscribe button, share the video, hit the notification bell. Your girl is trying to get over this hump in YouTube. I need to get over the hump. I want to get over it with my subscribers. I'm trying to get to this 1,000. Help me, help me, help me. Content I give is really just uplifting and empowering for all people. Talk about all kind of stuff. If you go back and see my videos, whatever fuels my life that day, that's what I'm talking about. And that's why it's called the Let's Be Honest Show. Because I'm being honest and I'm being candid and I'm just speaking my truth. Doesn't mean you're going to agree with everything I say. Now, what I can say is, of course, leave comments on this video. But if you leave a comment that is insulting to me or to anyone else who comments or that are subscribed to me, I will delete it. And I potentially will block you after, if you do it more than once. I believe everybody deserves a second chance. But if you watch this video, understand I will not accept, which is what this video is about, disrespect. We can agree to disagree, and we are all different human beings, which means we have different brains, which means there's no way in the world we're going to think alike on everything. Okay? So peace. This has been your girl, Monique J. This is the Monique J channel with the Let's Be Honest Show. Please subscribe and remain in peace and not in pieces. Bye.